Okay, shall I now write the next heading? Write the next heading. Vertical motion from height क्या आंटी 2 दिन नहीं आई? अच्छा बुखार आ गया था, ठीक है चलो. Written, heading written. Now listen to me. First thing, in yesterday's class we understood that if an object is thrown from ground and it goes to the height h max, then it will return back to the ground. Yes or no? Okay. And we found 3 different type of formula. Again, those 3 are being derived from equation of motion only. Yes or no? What are those equations? S is equals to ut plus half at square, v square minus u square is equals to 2as, or v is equals to u plus at. Yesterday we learned how to apply these equations. All the things above the origin, that means from ground, those are taken as what? Positive, and those who are in the downward direction are taken as negative. We yesterday learned these things. Okay. Now consider here is a tower, building, whatever you want to consider that. Okay. Given that the height of this building is h. Height of the building is what? H. From here, if a person is standing and he is holding a ball or a stone, whatever it may be, if he releases, you will be finding case number 1. First write the case number 1. Case 1, freely fall, comma dropped, or it is also called as released. You will be hearing these 3 words. Okay, now the person is, this is your ground. From ground, the person is h height. Okay. Whenever the person is standing here, and if I am considering this position as the origin or point of projection, then can I say that the coordinate at this point becomes 0, 0? All the things in the downward direction, again negative. All the things in the upward direction are considered to be what? Positive. Okay. For this origin 0, 0, or this for this person or for this object, what is the height? Positive, negative? Negative. Okay. Where is g acting? Downward direction. So h is negative. G is also negative. Yes or no? Okay. Now let us try to find how long will this object take time to reach at the bottom. First, what we are calculating? Time period. So again we are using what? S is equals to ut plus of half at square. Okay. S is equals to ut plus half at square. If I am using this and I am saying this ball is being dropped. If the ball is being dropped, what is the initial velocity? 0. Initial velocity should be what? 0. Releasing means like this. Just releasing from hand. Neither we are throwing downward direction, neither we are throwing in the upward direction. Just we are releasing this object. So initial velocity is 0. That means, can I say this becomes 0? Okay, left out is what? S is equals to half at square. What is the displacement? From where the object is being released? From the height h. Finally, where the object will go? On the ground. That means, can I say that this is your initial position and the ground is your final position? Can I say that? And what is the displacement? Nothing but h. So h is in the downward direction, upward direction? Downward direction. So minus of h is equals to minus of half gt square. Can I write like this? Can I? Or g value is what? 10. So minus of h is equals to, no need to write g. Let us generalize the things. So minus get cancelled, or this can be written as t square is equals to 2h upon g. Can I write like this? Or can I also write like this? T is equals to under the root of 2h upon This is the equation to calculate time period when the object is being dropped. Okay, this is only applicable when the object is being dropped from a height h. Okay, no need to write anything. Unless and until I ask you to write, you won't write. Okay, then next. Similarly, can we also calculate what will be the velocity of the object just before hitting the ground? That means at this point, can I say v? If I want to calculate this v, then I will be using what? V is equals to u plus of at na? Yes or no? Or initial velocity is 0, so left out is what? V is equals to minus of gt. V is equals to what? Minus of gt. Now, the next thing, substituting the time value. What is the time value? Under the root 2h upon g, or v is equals to minus of g. Time value is 2h upon g. This g can be written as root 2 into root 2. Can I cancel 1 root 2 g and 1 root g and 1 root g? Left out is what? V is equals to minus times of 2gh. And this is the velocity. Again, it is only applicable for when the object is having initial velocity 0. Okay. Now, if I want to calculate the velocity in the other by using other equation, we can also use that v square is equals to u square plus of 2as. We are having a third equation now. Okay. So if initial velocity is 0, then can I substitute like this? V square is nothing but minus times of 2g. H is what? H is what? Okay, now S is what? H. H is what? Negative. So can I write H? Now minus of H and this G both are negative, so plus. Left out is what? V is equals to under the root of 2gh. Can I say whenever the root is being transferred, square is being transferred, it becomes plus or minus? Now, which one should I consider? Plus root 2gh or minus root 2gh? Minus root 2gh. Why? Because object is going in the downward direction. Okay. Now, don't mug up these formulas. Today's class, I will explain you all the things just by remembering only 3 equations. Okay. No need to mug up this formula, no need to mug up this formula or any other formulas which are coming in future now. Okay. Write on this. Okay, now listen to me. Example number 1. Example number 1 is consider the height of the building 500 meter. Consider the height of the building is how much? 500 meters. From here, object is being released. Question is, first question, find time to reach ground. Second question, velocity at which it hits the ground. Then third question, velocity and time 500 an hour to reach, velocity and time to reach 125 meter below the 0, 0 and 0, 0 is given here. Okay, and anything else we can calculate? Okay, next is height below 0,0 after 4 seconds. Anything else? Anything else? और क्या पता कर सकते रहे? Okay, find out. Okay, shall I know? How many of you got the answers? First two answers. You? Third answer confusing. Okay, whatever it may be. Now check your answers once I complete. Consider I forgot all formulas. What we have just derived now, t is equals to under the root of 2h upon g, or v is equals to 2gh. Consider I forgot those formulas. And I don't want to mug up those formulas also. But I remember all three equations. S is equals to ut plus half at square. And v square minus u square is equals to 2as. And the third equation is v is equals to u plus of at. If I remember all these three equations, that is enough to cover mechanics. Yes, seriously I am telling you. Chapter 1 and chapter 2 is been enough to remember all these three. Okay, all you need to remember is when you should be considering positive, when you should be considering negative, and what you should be considering zero, and what you should not be considering the things. Okay, now consider I forgot all those equations. Now let us start with that. Answer number 1. What is the first question? Time to reach the ground. He is asking you to time to reach the ground. That means when the object is being released, it will be going in the downward direction, and we know that initial velocity is what? 0. So can I substitute s is equals to ut plus of half at square? Can I? And we know that initial velocity is 0. S was below the height. That should be taken as negative. So minus of 500 is equals to, can I write minus of 2 into this 5 and t square we don't know. Oh, sorry, 10. Okay. Or the same thing can be written as negative negative get cancelled, or 500 upon 5, which is equals to t square, and this is nothing but 100, or 100 is nothing but t is equals to 10 seconds. Are yes or no? What I did, I considered when released initial velocity is 0. I know that. If I am considering this as 0, 0, all the things below the line should be considered as negative. Okay, that's it. Okay, now second one. What is the second question? Velocity at which it hits the ground. What will be the velocity before hitting the ground? Or this also is this is also called as impact velocity. Okay, you have to remember this. Sometime they will ask you what is impact velocity. Okay, now if I want to do the second question, I have two options. V is equals to u plus at, first option. Then second option is v square minus u square is equals to 2as. Got my point? I calculated the time, then I can substitute the time. Consider I don't even know the time. Okay, we will do by both. Consider I know the time, then I will be using v plus of at. If I don't know the time, then definitely I know the height. They will provide one thing, either they will provide the time or either they will provide you the height. Okay, now, so v is equals to u plus at, initial velocity is 0. So v is equals to, can I write minus gt, and t is what? 10 seconds we got now. So v is equals to minus of 10 into 10. That means v is equals to 100 meter per second with negative sign. Negative sign tells you where the object is going, downward or the upward. Okay, without calculation, can we calculate that value? Think and tell me. Without formula, can we apply and tell the equation? Acha, first thing, this g is always 10, 9.8 or 10, whatever it may be. It is constant. Yes or no? If it is been released from 0, after 1 second, what is the speed? 10. Initial velocity is 0, acceleration is 10. Then what is the first velocity in 1 second? 10. Then in 2 seconds, 20. So on. In 10 seconds, it hits the ground, na? Yes or no? That means, can I say, obviously without even calculating that, I can say 100 meter per second. Okay, if I want to calculate with height, again second I am using v square minus of u square is equals to 2as. Okay, now initial velocity 0 again. So v square is equals to 2gh. H is negative, a is negative, sorry, g is negative. That means negative negative get cancelled and it becomes positive. Or v is equals to 2 into 10. What is the height? 500 meters. Okay, applying the root. So 5 into 2, 10, 10 means 4 zeros. So v is equals to plus or minus under the root of 10,000 na. Or this can also be written as v is equals to minus of 100 meter per second. Why I am using again minus, why I am not saying plus? Because object is being released, I know that it won't go in the upward direction. It will be going in the downward direction. In downward direction, velocity is negative. Okay. Then next, what is the next question? How many of you got 10 correct? Okay. 100? Okay, very good. And the third question is velocity and time to reach 125 meter below 0, 0. Shall I rub this one? Okay, let us calculate the velocity first. So he is asking you velocity at when it reaches to 125. That means, can I again use s is equals to ut plus of half at square? Are yes or no? Initial velocity, I know that it is 0, and displacement this time he tells you at 125. Na? He is asking at 125. So can I substitute the value of s, that is minus of 125, which is equals to, can I write minus 5t square? Are yes or no? Okay. Can I also cancel this negative and negative? So t square is equal nothing but 125 upon 5, or t is equals to, this becomes 25, time becomes 5 seconds. Okay. Similarly, he is asked me what? Velocity at time, sorry, we calculated time na. So now we will calculate what? Velocity. To calculate velocity, again I am having two equations, but this time he has given you the displacement. That's the reason I should be using what? V is equals to u plus at, or v square minus u square is equals to 2as. Yes, very good. V is equals to u plus at. Acha, how many of you says this one? Very good beta. Time कहाँ से लाएगा? Height दी हुई है ना? That means you will be using v square is equals to u square plus of 2as. Initial velocity again 0. So v is nothing but, or v square is nothing but minus of 2 into g into minus of this h, or v square nothing but minus minus get positive, or v is sorry, h is how much? 125. So 2 into 10 into 125, and 125 2s are 250, 2500. So v is equals to 2500 under the root. This becomes v is equals to negative of 50 meter per second. Time 5 आया, velocity कितना आया? 50. When time is 5, velocity is what? 50. Can I say that when the object is again released, it is increasing in each second by 10, 10, 10. It has a constant acceleration. Okay. Then next, the question is height below 0, 0 after 4 seconds. This time he provided you what? Time, and he is asking you what is the displacement. Then again I will be using what? S is equals to ut plus of half at square. Can I? Initial velocity again 0. So s is, we don't know. S is equals to minus of half into acceleration is 10, time is given 4 square 16, or can I cancel this one, and this is 8. S is equals to minus of 80 meters. Answer is automatically negative without doing anything. Just we added what? The sign of G. Okay. Now by saying that 80 meter, by seeing that 80 meter in 4 seconds. In 4 seconds. Can I say that it is equally traveling 20 meters in 1 second? No, na? Very good. That's what I want to ask you. It is accelerating now. Write down. Okay, shall I now? Then case 2. One example is enough, beta. After understanding all 3 cases, we will do more questions. Okay, don't worry. Now, consider again, this is your ground level, and from the ground level, height of the building is h. Here is the person, and this person is throwing the object in the upward direction now. To throw the object in the upward direction, velocity is equals to 0. Yes, very good. Velocity cannot be 0. That means it requires some initial velocity. Let's say u is equals to u. Initial velocity we considered what? U. Height is there. This object will be going in the upward direction. Consider this object reached to this point, and again it fallen back on the ground. Object is fallen here only. Okay, diagrammatic representation. Okay, now can I say that all the things which are going in the upward direction are positive, all the things which are coming back towards the ground, that means downward, is negative? Okay. Now, can I also say that at this point, velocity becomes 0? Yes? Okay, very good. Now, can I also say that from here to here, it means from here to here, this portion, can I say this is your h max? Okay, what is the total height from the ground? Height from the ground, above the ground, can I say h plus of h max? Can I say that? Okay. Now, the next thing, let us calculate the time period. First tell me, what is the displacement? Minus h. Yes, from here, this is your initial position, and this is the ground is your final position. Okay, what is the distance now? Yes, h max plus h. So if someone asks you what is the displacement, then the displacement will be minus of h, and distance is nothing but, can I say that 2 times of h max plus of h? Can I? Okay, now let us calculate the time period first to reach here. Okay, now using what? To calculate time, s is equals to ut. S is equals to ut plus half at square. If I substitute s is what? Minus of h. U, positive, negative? Positive. Ut minus of half gt square. Okay. Can I write this equation as minus 2h is equals to 2ut and minus of gt square? Can I write like this? Okay. Can I reshuffle and make it as a quadratic equation? Then it becomes gt square minus of 2ut then minus of 2h, which is equals to what? 0. Now, quadratic equation. A value is g, b value is minus 2u, and c value is minus 2h. Substituting in the quadratic equation, then calculating for the time, then it becomes minus of 2u. That means it becomes 2u plus or minus under the root of b square, that is 4u square minus of 4a, and this is c. Can I write like this? Okay, can I also write t is equals to 2u plus or minus 2 times of under the root of u square plus 2gh upon 2g. Okay, and then time formula comes to be u plus or minus under the root of u square plus 2gh. Upon g. Okay, this is our formula. And when the object is yesterday's class, When the object is thrown from ground to ground, what we have taken the height positive. Because of that positive height, we got here negative now. Are yes or no? Now listen to me one thing. Before writing anything, just listen to me. T is equals to what we got? U plus or minus under the root of U square plus 2GH upon G. And yesterday's class, this is from top to ground. And ground to ground, we got yesterday is U plus or minus under the root of U square minus of 2GH upon G. Turn your pages and check that. Correct? Okay. Yesterday I told you that in this equation, you will always get the time value. Both roots are positive. Yaad hai? Both roots are positive. In this, one root becomes positive and one root becomes negative. Can anyone tell me why? Because of minus and because of plus. Okay, now, for example, consider this as 2. So, 2 square means become 4. Or yes or no? 4, and consider this value after substituting. Imagine this value is getting 1. Okay, consider this value. We got this value is equals to 1. That means this value should be all equal to 1. If I am considering 2GH is equals to 1, then this 2GH should be equal to 1. Okay. And I am saying that consider this U value as 2. 2 square becomes 4. 4 minus of 1. What is the value? 3. Under the root of 3. 1.7. Are yes or no? 1.7. Over here, this is plus. And we consider this as 1. So 2 square, that is again 4. 4 plus of 1, this becomes 5. Okay. 5 and this is 2. We said U is 2 now. So if I am substituting 2 plus or minus under the root of 1.7 here. And over here, likh deta hu bhai. So imagine this as U is equals to 2. This U as equals to 2. Then this equation for the time, you get T is equals to what? 2 plus or minus under the root of 5. Okay. And the value of root 5 is 2 point something 2. Okay. That means greater than 2. Greater than what? 2. Consider root 5 value is 2.2. Okay. Then can I say that 2 plus of 2.2 is nothing but 4.2? And the next value is 2 minus of 2.2. It becomes 0.2. That to be in negative. Can time be in negative? No. So in this one, you will be having T is equals to 1 as positive, 1 as your negative. Always neglect the negative one. Okay. When this is happening? When we are considering H as negative. That means you are standing above the building. And either you are throwing in the upward direction, either you are throwing in the downward direction. In both the scenario, can I say that H will be negative? H will be negative. Similarly, when this equation is applicable, this equation is only applicable for ground to ground, where H is positive. Okay. H is positive. If H is positive, then you will be having time of 2 roots. Those 2 roots are always positive. Okay. Right on. Okay. Shall I now? Let us calculate what is the velocity. Second is for velocity just before hitting the ground. Okay. Final velocity. So V is equals to what is our formula? U plus of AT, or V is equals to U is U in the upward direction, obviously positive, minus of GT, or V is equals to U minus of G. What is the value of time? Here is the value of time now. So can I write U plus or minus under the root of U square plus of 2GH upon G. Cancelling G and G, you will be getting an equation again. Similarly, for a particular height, we can also use what? The third equation, that is what? V square is equals to U square minus of 2GH लिख देता हूँ. Okay. Now, minus and this minus becomes plus. Throwing in the upward direction now. U is 0? Yes or no? U is not 0. So V is equals to under the root of U square plus of 2GH. Now, is there any benefit of mug upping these difficult formulas? No, no. Just mug up all these three basic formulas. Remember the concept. If you want to mug up something, mug up the concept. Okay? Write down, and we will do one example without using these equations. Okay. Let us try to understand the concept with one example. Example number 1 on this topic. So consider here. Height is given. And height is 80 meters. Height of the building is what? 80 meters. And the object is here, and this object is projected with initial velocity 30 meter per seconds. Okay. I will do one. Then I will provide you the next question. You have to tell me the answer. Okay. Now, let us calculate time first. Okay. Now, displacement h is what? Minus of 80 meters. U is positive, and how much? 30 meter per seconds. Now, calculating without equations. What we have derived the formulas now. I am now calculating without any formula. Just I am using the three basic equations. So, S is equals to ut plus of half 80 square. Okay. Now, S is what? Minus of h, which is equals to U positive. So, positive minus of half gt square. Okay. Just I substituted the values. Now substituting the value. Already I have written minus. So don't confuse to write again minus of what? Height? 80. Okay. Already written with the sign. So minus of 80, which is equals to initial velocity, that is 30t minus of, can I write 5t square? Can I? Reshuffling that and making that equation as quadratic, and then this becomes 5t square minus of 30t minus of 80, which is equals to what? 0. Now, 5 can be taken as common. So t square minus of 60 minus of 16, which is equals to 0. Any option to solve? 16, no option. No option. That means you have to apply in a quadratic equation only. Applying the quadratic equation, then t is equals to minus b, and that is what? 6. Minus of that formula is minus. So 6 plus or minus under the root of b square, that it means minus 6 square, that is 36, minus of 4ac. 4a is 1, c is minus 16. This minus 16 and this minus becomes plus into 16 upon 2a, that is nothing but only 2. Why? Because a value is 1. So t is equals to, can I say 6 plus of minus 36, 64, 100 means this becomes root 100 means 10 upon 2, or t is equals to, can I write 6 plus of 10 divided by 2 comma 6 minus of 10 divided by 2. What you got? One value 16 by 2, one value minus 4 by 2. Minus 4 by 2, that is nothing but minus 2. Minus 2, can time be negative? No. So time value comes to be t is equals to what? 8 seconds. Okay. Now, let us calculate velocity. Calculating what? Hello, Babu. Stop writing means stop writing. Okay, now, second thing, let us find velocity just before hitting the ground, or impact velocity. So can I say that this is nothing but v is equals to u plus of 80. V is equals to u plus of 80. Do I have the time? Yes, I have the time. Okay. If they provide you the time, that is okay. Then the answer is very simple. If they don't provide the time, just before hitting the ground, you have to calculate the time first, then substituting in that. So now V is equals to U is what? 30. 30 minus of G is 10 into time is how much we got? 8. So V is equals to 30 minus of this 80. So V is equals to minus of 50 meter per second. These answers are coming without I am doing anything with negative sign. Okay. So what is the impact velocity with which it hit the ground? Okay. Then third thing, can we calculate at what point it reaches to the maximum height? Okay. Now listen to me. Can I say that? Listen carefully what I am saying. Can I say that the time period required when the object is projected from here, it went to the H max, then returned back on the ground. It took how much time? Can I say 8 seconds? Yes or no? Can I also say that the time required from going upward and coming till here, again to the origin point, then plus this time should be equal to 8 seconds? Are yes or no? Okay, let us calculate first time निकालेंगे. So calculating time from here to here. Now to calculate time from H max, reach to H max. Okay, now what is the time period to calculate this one? This blue portion. This is nothing but, can I say that T is equals to 2U upon G ground to ground? Yes? Okay. Now, listen to me. So T1, इसका नाम रखेंगे T1. This is your T1. And the time required from here to here, let's say T2. Can I say T1 plus of T2 should be equal to 8? Okay. Let's say this is your T. Now, T1 is nothing but 2U upon G. T1 is nothing but 2U upon G. So T1 is equals to, U is what? 30. So 2 into 30 divided by 10, that is T1 is equals to how much? 3 to 6 seconds. Okay. Now this time should be 2 seconds. Okay. When the object is at this point, that means 0, 0, what is the velocity? 30. Why? Because it is being thrown with 30. Obviously, it will be coming at the same speed. If the velocity at this point is 20, obviously at this point is also 20. Are yes or no? Yesterday we learned that only, na? Okay. So initially it is thrown with 30. So at this point, where is the body going? The body is going in reality in the downward direction, na? यहाँ से गया ऊपर, now returning back, it is going in the downward direction. Okay, so U should be negative or positive? Negative, very good. Okay, now to calculate that time, what we should be using? Do you have the final velocity? Consider you don't have the final velocity. Do you have the initial velocity? Yes, you have the initial velocity. What you want to calculate? Time. Do you have the height? Yes. Then using what? S is equals to ut plus half at square. So using S is equals to ut plus of half at square to calculate what? T2 we are calculating here. Okay, now S is what? Minus of 80, it is below the ground. U is what? Minus of 30. Time we don't know, minus of half, and this becomes GT square. Can I? Okay, and substituting G value, this becomes 5. So minus, minus, minus. Can I take minus as common and cancel everything? Okay, now. So this becomes what? Minus of 5t, sorry, उसको उधर ही रखते हैं. So 5t square plus of 30t minus of 80, which is equals to 0. Can I again take 5 as common? If I take 5 as common, then 5t square, this becomes 60. T square plus of 60 minus of 1s and this 6, which is equals to 0. Okay, again we got what? Quadratic equation. Substituting that in quadratic equation, let us calculate time period. So time is equals to minus b. So minus of 6 plus of minus under the root. B square is 36. Then minus of 4, a is 1. And c is what? Minus 16. Minus 16, this becomes 16. Whole divided by 2. Or t is equals to minus 6 plus of minus under the root of, again this becomes 100 divided by 2, or this can be written as minus 6 plus of minus 10 divided by 2. You will be getting two values again. One is what? Minus 6 minus of 10 divided by 2. This value is neglected. Left out is what? Minus 6 plus of 10 divided by 2, or t is equals to 4 upon 2, that is equals to 2 seconds. Okay, so what we have calculated here? T2. So T1 is what? 5 seconds. T2 is T1 is 6 seconds. T2 is 2 seconds. Total 8 seconds. You have two different ways to calculate time. Whatever that suits you, you can find with that. Okay, write down. We will move to next some more questions. Let the time v, t, v at any different height, we will calculate that. Okay, shall I? Now they can ask you, they can also ask you, calculate, find distance by body. So how much is the distance? How much is the distance traveled by the body? Can I say from here, then reach to maximum point, then from maximum point to ground? That means we already discussed that distance is nothing but h max plus of this height. Are yes or no? That means we need to calculate h max. Why? Because this height is given already. If height is not given, then you can take initial velocity from here to here 0 while returning, and this value we got what is the value? 50. Okay, so 50. By substituting in that, you can get the answer also. Now let's find the distance traveled by the body. So calculating h max, ground to ground h max formula is what? U square upon 2g. Yes, so h max is nothing but u square upon 2g, or this u is what? Initial velocity 30. So 30 into 30 upon what? 2 into 10, that is nothing but 2 ones 15, 15 3, 45 meters. Can I say that body traveled, so the distance is nothing but 2 times of h max, 2 times of h max plus of this 80 meters. From here to here 80 na? Okay, then can I say that h max 45, 45, 90, and 90 plus of that is distance, that is 80, so 90, 80, 70, 170 meters. Okay, they can ask you also, find the distance traveled in 5 seconds. They can ask you, find the distance at travel at 4 seconds. They can ask anything. So let us find the next thing, find distance traveled in 3 seconds and 7 seconds. Try this and लिख लो इसको. Distance traveled in 3 seconds and 7 seconds. Okay, shall I? What is the question asked? Distance na? So whenever they ask you distance, first thing what you have to? Turning point. Yes, very good. So v is equals to u plus of 80. This v should be equal to what? 0, or u is equals to, can I write gt? Minus g na. Minus g goes on the other side, it becomes plus gt. Okay, so u is what? Initial velocity 30. So 30 divided by 10, that is nothing but t. So can I say that at 3 seconds body is turning back? Now what is the first question? Distance traveled in 3 seconds. Okay, if the distance traveled in 3 seconds, that means body is still going in the upward direction. Body didn't return back. So can I say that if this is time 0 seconds, can I say body is reaching at this point 3 seconds. From here to here, distance and displacement, क्या both equal है? Yes, very good. Both are equal. If both are equal, then what should I apply over there? Then S is equals to ut minus of, can I write directly, half gt square. Time is given how much? 3 seconds. So s is equals to u is how much? 30, time is 3, minus of 5t square, that is 5 3 3 square 9. Yes, okay, 33 90, s is equals to 90 minus of 9 5s are 45, and you got 45 meter. That means you already got this 45 answer, h max. Are yes or no? So distance travel from 0 to 3 second is how much? 45 meter. Now the next question is what? Calculating for 7 second. So can I say that adding this 45 in more 4 second, for that 4 second, can I consider initial velocity as 0? At this point, while returning back, can I say u is 0? Yes or no? From h max, velocity becomes 0. So for 4 seconds. So can I substitute this in? S is equals to ut again plus of half at square. Initial velocity is 0 while returning back. So name this as S1, this has your S2. So S2 is nothing but minus of half into 10 into time. Time is given how much? For more 4 seconds. Now 3 is already done. 3 is already done. Now what? 4 more seconds, that is 4 square, that is 16. So once, and this becomes 8. So S2 is equals to how much? 80 meters. Okay. So in 4 seconds, from here to here, in 4 seconds, body traveled how much? 80 meter. That means, can I say that in 1 more second, it traveled 45 meter. Total distance we got how much? 170. In 0 to 3 seconds, it reached how much? 45 meters. Then from 0 to 4 more seconds, that means consider till here 80. Then left out will be 45 now. Yes, they can ask like this. How much the body traveled in last second? Yesterday we done that questions also. Okay, shall I? Then next they can ask like this. Find velocity. Find velocity when object is this is 80 and that is 45 na. 80 plus 45 125. When object is at height 100 meter and 60 meter above ground. Karo 100 meter and 60 meter above the ground. Okay, shall I now? How many of you got the answers? Okay. Check yourself, is your answers are correct or not. From here to here, ground to this height 80, and from here to here that height is what? 45, and the question is asked from the ground, that means above the ground, first is 100 meter, that means 100 meter is somewhere here. Yes or no? How much time it takes, we don't know. Why? Because object is going in this direction, then returning and reaching to this point. But we know that h max, and h max is above 45 meter. That means, can I say that at this point initial velocity becomes 0, u is equals to 0. From here to here, how much distance that body traveled? Already 100 na beta. Total is 125. 125 means body traveled how much? 25. So this is your 100, and from here to here 125. 125 minus of 100, that is 25 now. So do you have the value of h? So can you use v square minus u square is equals to 2s? How many of? Very good. Okay, so v square minus of u square is equals to 2gh. Okay, now he is asking above the ground. So what is our reference point? Above. Okay, now, so body is going in the downward direction. Body is going in the downward direction. How much body traveled? That is only 25. So initial velocity is 0. So v square is equals to, can I write 2gh? This is also negative, this is also negative, both get cancelled. Yes. Okay, so v is equals to under the root of 2gh, or v is equals to under the root of 2 into 10 into 25. Solving this will provide you the answer for 100 meter. Similarly, for 60 meter, can I say again the same thing? So from here to here 60 na, so total distance is 145. From 145 minus of 60, left out is what? 65. Similarly, substituting over here for 65, you will be getting v is equals to under the root of 2gh. So v is equals to under the root of 2 into 10 into 65. This will provide you the velocity for 60 meter, and this one will provide you the velocity for 100 meter. We can frame n number of questions. So tell me, what is better? To mug up the concept is better, or mug upping those formulas initially what we have derived is better? This one, na? Okay, write on and take one homework. And your homework is above the ground and height, take 180 meters. Take height 180 meter. This object is thrown vertically in the upward direction. Let me check the velocity. Consider 10 nahi, 40. Take as 40 meter per second. How much, what, and whatever you want to calculate, whatever the things you want to calculate, try and calculate on this. Okay, calculate the time, calculate the distance, calculate the displacement, calculate at what point you want to calculate the velocity, at what time you want to calculate velocity, how much body traveled in particular time you want to take, you can take and substitute. All you need to substitute those three equations, that's it. Okay. Okay, example number 1 on object thrown in the downward direction. Consider this as your tower, and this tower is having a height of 225 meters, and object is thrown in the downward direction by 20 meter per second. 20 meter per second. Calculate everything, whatever you want to calculate, calculate. Okay, what is the time you got? What about you? What about you? Unable to solve again quadratic? God bless you, beta. Okay, S is equals to ut plus of half at square. Again, to calculating the time, S is given minus of 225, which is equals to velocity is in the downward direction. So again, velocity is 20, t minus of half gt square. Can I cancel this negative, negative, negative? Can I? Okay. So left out is what? This becomes 5t square. So 5t square plus of 20t minus of 225, which is equals to 0. Can I take 5 as common? So taking 5 as common, t square plus of 4t, and this is minus times of 5 ones are 5 fours are 45, which is equals to 0. Okay, now substituting in the quadratic equation and solving for that. So minus 4 plus or minus under the root of b square, that is 16 16 minus of 4 into a, and c is again, this becomes positive, this becomes 45 upon 2a, that is only 2. So t is equals to, where mistake? Minus b. This one is plus b, na beta. So minus b plus or minus under the root b square minus 4ac. C is negative. Formula is minus. This becomes plus automatically. Okay. So minus of 4 plus or minus under the root of 45, 4 is 180, 180 plus this 16, 196. 196 किसका root है देखो रे? Divided by 2. 196 4 के साथ देखो 18 18 सा पागल है क्या? Let me see by substituting 6. Okay, 6 3 सा 6 नहीं आएगा, so better 2. 2 9s are 18, 2 8s are 16, and 2 4s are 2 9s are 7 7s are 7 1s are 7 2s are 14, 14 का square है बेटा. Remember this. Why should I remember all those stuffs? I am not the mathematics teacher now. Okay, so t is equals to minus 4 plus or minus under the root of, that is 196, that becomes 14 upon 2, that is nothing but 14. 1 is always rejected, and 14 minus of 4, 10, that is t is equals to 5 seconds. How many of you got 5 seconds? Very good, very good. Okay, तेरा 10 कैसा आया रे? Okay, whatever it may be, write down. Okay, then write next one. Velocity at t is equals to 2 seconds. Calculate this first. Okay, shall I, using what? V is equals to u plus of 80. Again, v is equals to u is how much? Minus of 20 minus of 10. Time is 2. So v is equals to minus of 40 meter per second. Someone got 0, na? But that's the reason I am asking you to put the sign convention properly. 0. Okay, next calculate for t is equals to, oh sorry, not for t, time is done, na? Time is done, total time is done. Calculate for velocity at h is equals to 100 meter above ground. Above ground means if total distance is 225, that means from here to here you need to take 125 meter, from here to here 100 meter. Come on, be quick. Okay, shall I now? And using what, v square is equals to u square plus of 2as, and v square is equals to u initial velocity 20, that is 20 into 20, 400 with a negative sign, positive sign, negative sign, minus of 400 minus of 2 into g is 10 into minus of how much? 125. So this negative and this negative becomes positive. So v square is equals to minus of 400 plus of 250, 2500. 25 2s are 250. 250 into 10. So 2500, subtracting that becomes 2100. So v square is equals to v is equals to under the root of 2100. Solve that, you will get the answer, and answer will be 10 root 21. Okay. Anything else left out? No, na? Enough. Okay, your homework is height of the building is 90 and object is thrown in the downward direction with 15 meter per second. Calculate everything and try this. Okay.